What do people do when they're not running? Okay, what do we think of the new titles? My brother-in-law says the music is too aggressive. Let me know if you agree. I quite like it. Let me know what you think. We are 2.5 weeks after the Ottawa Marathon, and I'm going to go over what I've been doing, what I'm going to do, and what the build-up to the New York City Marathon is going to be. Since the Ottawa Marathon, obviously, I've been recovering, and I think it's really important to make sure that you recover properly, especially at my age. So, to be honest, I've been doing a whole lot of nothing, which isn't quite true. I did a bit of this. And I did a bit of this. And I did a bit of this. So I did quite a bit of things to get the body moving. But really, I've been having a few issues on the front of the knee. So I'm just trying to get those sorted out. So the first thing to do after the marathon was recover properly with some active recovery, and that's what I've been doing. So for the last 2 weeks, active recovery. Stage 2 is to spend a few weeks getting a bit faster, and I actually would quite like to test the speed, get some sharper sessions in just for a little while and see what I can do over 800. My PB in that was like 156 back in the day. Clearly I won't get close to that, but it'd be interesting to see what I do over the 800 and the mile. So if you'd be interested in seeing those, let me know. So stage 3 is going to involve a whole lot of miles. In July, I'm really going to try and up the mileage. The reason I'm doing that is not necessarily because it's quite popular at the moment with people like Ran to Japan, but when I look back at some of my old training schedules, I used to run a lot longer, and I used to do super long runs on a Sunday. So an ideal marathon building block for me would finish really with 3 30-mile runs. So in the 6 weeks leading up to the marathon, or actually the 6 weeks leading up to the taper, I would have built up to a 30-mile run, then a faster, shorter run, then a 30-mile run, then a faster, shorter run, then a 30-mile run. And that would really set me up for the distance of the marathon. So if you're lining up on a marathon and you know that you did 50k 3 weeks ago, 42.2k is not going to be daunting at all, and your legs are going to be ready for it. So July is going to be a ton of mileage, not necessarily building all the way up to 30 miles at that point. I think you have to get into that, but certainly laying the groundwork in July for a ton of mileage to lay the building block for a big session. And when I say a ton, I mean a ton. Like if I do 500 miles in July, I think I'll be happy. Don't want to force myself over an artificial line, but I do feel like that's the range I want to be in. Then August, I want to do a few races, get a bit sharper. Then September and October, really dial in the marathon pace. Final part of the training plan is going to be taper, and the taper has to be different this time, in the same way that the training has to be different this time because I didn't achieve what I wanted. The taper has to be different, and I had an extremely helpful dialogue in the comments with someone who gave me their view on the taper, and I think it starts earlier, and it was extremely helpful, so thank you. I won't say your name, you know who you are, but thank you. So I think the older you get, the earlier the taper has to start. So I think this time I'm going to have the taper starting 3 weeks out and do 2 weeks of taper, and then the final week just start sort of building back again a bit and do some sharper sessions. So that's the plan, is to recover, which hopefully I've done, get some speed, get some miles, get some races, and then get marathon fit with, again, sustained mileage, some marathon pace runs, but also those extended 30-mile runs. And the theory behind that is I have a very good friend who comes from an ultra background, and he's coming down to the marathon. And so I think he needs like speed sessions and mile reps and things like that. I come from a track background, and so I don't think I need that. I think what I need are the longer mileage sessions, getting the extra miles in at any old pace and getting the extra long Sunday runs in, so that when I hit the race on marathon day, it's going to feel like it's shorter than I'm used to. That's the plan anyway. And I'm going to have some friends along the way on this one, so I'm extremely excited by the block. I will do a video on the actual plan when I get there, but for now we're going to try and get some speed in and then hit the mileage when July comes around. Thanks for tuning in. This is just a precursor to get things rolling, but this is the first in the series of the New York City Marathon build. Let's go and be ready in November.